This is Hunt Showdown 1896. I was gonna look at my teammate. My teammate is running away. We're here on Xbox Series S. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So this is the relaunch, I guess you would say, of Hunt, dropping the last gen versions of the game and giving us a new, I guess you would say, comprehensive current gen offering, or well, you know, the big quote unquote next gen update for the game, which is kind of cool. I think you got to go over there, man. Yeah, so let's dive in and talk a little bit about what this game has to offer gameplay wise. So if you're not familiar with Hunt Showdown, it is a PvP extraction looter shooter. So you're fighting others. You're doing so alone, duos, or threes, and you can do different combinations of things as well, depending on the situation you want to have. And you are essentially making choices in how you tackle scenarios and situations in order to best, I guess you would say, figure things out or attempt to survive. There's clues on the map, which are those little things where you investigate them. Then eventually you're going to be going after like a larger target, like say a giant spider, a big butcher, something like that. And by the end of it all, you will be banishing the thing, grabbing your little trophy from the creature if you're successful, and then escaping. The only problem, ow, is that there's other people trying to kill you. So while you're doing this, there'll be other real players that are attempting to end your life, and you will have to deal with them however you want. Usually it's shooting, that's why it's a looter, shooter kind of extraction game, right? I mean, you can stab people, but most of the time it's going to come down to gunplay as you attempt to survive against those problems. Oh, the bugs! Where are the bugs coming from? Yeah, it's quite an interesting title. Why? I've only got one shot, so I forgot I've got a... Yeah, different guns for different scenarios, right? I'm used to different things. So you go in with your guys, and when they die, they like die. So it's kind of like it's a permadeath system. There's some other things around stuff, but you are basically attempting to keep surviving and making your way through different matches with, you know, your same character if you can, and you can get traits, upgrades. There's crates for supplies, but you're trying to get traits to improve your character in order to last longer. So here on the Series S, I think you've kind of got an idea of things. It's a dynamic 1440p, 60 FPS, HDR support. It does seem to largely run quite smooth, which is good, and it looks okay. I believe this is actually a fair bit of an upgrade for those that have been on the Series S previously, because you were inheriting an earlier version or an older version, so it is kind of nice. Now, I will mention you do literally need to download like a new version of the game. So if you look on the side here, you can see that it's actually like a brand new version of the game. So you got to download it. It's got, strangely, I guess, a new achievement list. I had to unlock, like I instantly unlocked a whole bunch of achievements, like retroactively unlocked them. And we're just shooting everything here. Oh, the spider's here. Okay. Oh, that was... Oh, that was not a friend. Oh, okay. So yeah, that was a bit of a shocker there. I definitely was not expecting that situation to happen. So that was a bit of a fun surprise. And yeah, we just got blasted there. I really, for a second there, I didn't even register that that wasn't my teammate. And I saw the body and I saw the sledgehammer swinging, and I was like, well, it's over for me. So... yeah, kind of an interesting game. As I've mentioned, it is really quite dangerous and deadly. You can die on the, you know, a dime like that, and it's just over for you. So you really gotta be tactical and smart and make your way through the world, and a little bit about getting lucky too, I would say, for sure. So this is also a game where a lot of the game revolves around sound, audio. and everything like that. So they've actually got like a more advanced CryEngine upgrade for the audio aspect of the game, just in terms of how everything sounds, especially if you have headphones. It is quite recommended that you use a pair of headphones in order to more successfully, survive this challenge. My teammate's using some melee type stuff, so I'm kind of letting him do that. I didn't pick up a melee thing. Just in case you need health, man. Just thought I'd let you know. Oh, crap. Got a little surprised by that. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of really interesting audio elements, and great draw distance. You can actually see guys and enemies and everything like that pretty far out, which is nice. And then there's the element of, what's that all about over there? The element of surprise and then taking folks out, and even though it is a lower resolution on the Series S, there's enough clarity that I think helps a lot with the essentially trying to like spot out enemies and deal with them, and it doesn't, like, you can definitely tell coming off of the Series X version that this is like a much lower resolution, but at the same time having that performance level, having pretty good looking visuals, I think that's great. Like, it's a pretty good middle ground kind of thing for this one, just in terms of making sure you're not, well, losing anything out. It is also neat playing on this map, so this, like, seems to be the new level, and I'm so used to the swamp, because, a big part of this was, like, going through, like, basically, like, a Louisiana-type swamp. Everything's, like, murky and creepy, and it's the same vibe, but now we're, like, in this mine and stuff, and yeah, it's quite interesting. Oh, there's literally our item. That's wild. Anyways, kind of got distracted by that targeting thing that was going on there. Should we go into the mine, my friend? Oh. What's she doing? Yeah, so you got traps, you got tools, there's lots of little clever things you can do in order to deal with your foes and your enemies along the way. It just gives you a lot of really, kind of, I would say, clever strategizing in order to be successful and survive and deal with enemies, and then, as I mentioned, some different modes to kind of play and experience. There's always a lot of twists and turns in this one. You're never sure how well things are going to go, or when things are going to go badly. And that's kind of a lot of the fun of this one, is trying to figure out what exactly where you're going, what exactly you're going up against, the enemies you gotta face, dealing with the permadeath system where your folks don't really survive, and with here and there other things. But yeah, that's the general gist of it, is kind of going in, gathering tools, gathering resources, and then trying to not die tragically along the way, as you really do kind of get almost complacent. Like, I think this game does a really good job with its pacing in terms of there being lots of enemies to deal with, lots of, NPCs, the VE kind of thing of it, right? PvP, VE. And that element of it keeps it kind of interesting, but you do kind of get like an almost laid-back sort of thing. And then when you actually get into a fight, you're like, whoa, this is crazy, and not used to it. So I think they do a good job of balancing out combat that feels, I guess you would say, intensive, with some more, like, less stressful moments. There's a good balance here. There's quite a lot to enjoy. Are we just gonna shoot this thing, or do you wanna? Oh, very nice. These guys are always dangerous. And I feel useless because I missed the first shot there. But it happens. I don't know, I think they do a really good job of balancing out, like, elemental things too. How fire damages you, how cuts deal, bleeding and stuff, and then you alleviating some of those with some of the traits and the tricks that you can use when you're, like, setting up your character and, buying gear and everything like that. It's interesting, because if you get a good successful run going on for a while, You can really build up quite the character, but all it takes is like one bad kind of match, and everything is sort of over for you, right? Going well until it isn't. You're welcome. No, I don't know why that was necessary. I usually like to have a sword, so it's a little bit different to be in this kind of situation with a sledgehammer this time and allowing my teammate to do stuff. But that's a little bit of the strategy, is kind of working together, communicating, trying to survive. I will acquire this trait. Well, I don't want to deal with that big thing. I wonder if we can kind of sneak it a little bit. It worked! Go, 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 go! Before it notices something is up. I don't know, it's kind of entertaining. Like, I think the game's definitely got some interesting gameplay mechanics to it. There's a reason it's been around for so many years. They do some interesting stuff with the combat and the gameplay and some seasonal events and that. It's really matured quite a bit since it used to be called, like, it was just Hunt. Why are we fighting this thing? This is completely unnecessary. Back in the day it was Hunt, and then on Showdown, now it's got 1896 attached to it. The game keeps living on. It's just like this guy's got like a death wish or something. We didn't even need to fight any of these guys. What are you doing? You're trying to grind up some points or something. Trying to play more of the support character here, so you guys on the stream can watch what another player's doing. If that makes sense, so you get an idea of how you work in tandem. But I don't know if he's looking for guidance for me to like push us forward. But anyways, I digress. It's an interesting experience. It really does offer something where there's like progression, but also like death, and then challenge, and then, you know, sometimes things go really well, and some things go really bad, and you die, or the matches are quick, or the matches are long, and yeah, you really do genuinely get a good combination of scenarios in this one, and a good sense of like scale and combat, listening to the sounds, the creaks, the destruction of the, you know, environment as people move through it. It's really, really genuinely quite interesting. I think there it is. Quite a lot for people to enjoy if they want a good kind of challenge, and there's a fairly large selection of extraction type looter games, and I don't know if any are really massively big, but this one has been around for quite a while, and it definitely seems to be a good sort of crisis CryEngine showcase. You know, the crisis of it all is coming down the road, but I'm sure this game will basically be a big supporter of like getting the tech ready for the next crisis, which is kind of cool. And a good indicator for Series S as well, considering it does visually look really good, and yeah, gameplay wise is pretty great. I'm gonna get killed by killer bees. Ugh. Yeah, death is everywhere. There's all kinds of weird effects and stuff that happens. It is very weird being in this kind of environment though, because honestly I'm used to playing the swamp, right, where it's a lot swampier, so it is odd to have so much, like, there's still water bodies, but not quite to the degree that I'm used to in the swamp area, and quite an interesting change up, I will say for sure. It's neat, and I like this version of the game because it's just like faster loading, and it seemed like the matchmaking was quicker too, and once you get like into a match, you're playing a lot faster, you're not like waiting for people. It's a pretty good quality of life improvement for this game. It really genuinely is. I was wondering when I should drop the sledgehammer. I like it though because it takes out like close guys really nearby, and you don't want to make too much sound with your gunfire. So that's the thing, is like, you know, you can go in guns blazing, but that does tend to give away a bit of your position a little bit too much, and makes it a little easier for the other folks to kind of get you and stuff like that. And I'm kind of wondering if I should drop the sledgehammer or not. It's a good tool, it really is, but I'm thinking we're going to get into a situation where we're going to need to start shooting people. Oh. Ah. The idea was good. The execution of it was really bad, because I was hoping he would look at my teammate and I would flank around. Oh, we're both dead? Oh, well that... Yeah, we're spectating, right? That's what I want to do. Okay, he can bring me back. We're all good. Or no, he killed me. He killed both of us? Why didn't my teammate finish him off when he was just... Really? The hunt continues. Finally. Yes, let's go and do it. Yeah, I was kind of surprised because the idea was that I would, you know, kind of do a flank with a sledgehammer, but then I got noticed, and yeah, kind of a bad scenario there. My teammate didn't even notice the creatures. Okay, I guess we're just gonna live in, you know, ignorant bliss. All right, that's fair. But yeah, things like that happen, right? You're just going along, you'll make a smart move, follow the clues, and then you're just dead, and not a whole lot you can really do about it, as to say, I suppose, right? Are there, like, enemies over there? Do you see an enemy over there? Jeez, okay. Just gonna go ahead and put out the burning before I die. Did we kill it? Oh, no, it's still there. As I burn away all my health. This thing is massive. Like, are you serious right now? Why did we even try to fight this thing? What is the point of this enemy being this ridiculous? I've seen, like, boss things that weren't that crazy. Pick up a bounty token to revive dead teammates. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll acquire the trait, too. It really wasn't worth the effort, teammate. But I'll save you now. So yeah, a lot of depth in the combat of this. See, like, we're just doing, like, a complete side thing, and everything can fall apart really fast. Which isn't ideal. You're welcome, by the way. You need health? I could have healed you, but alright. Alright, let's trudge on, I suppose. Yeah, this is a pretty good version for the Series S. I'm actually kind of impressed by this. Good target for multiplayer stuff. Looks fine. Full scope of the game here. Good draw distance. Decent looking aesthetics. It is quite toned down from what I'm used to on the Series X, but it does seem to run very, very smooth the whole time through, which is awesome. I don't want to fight another fire guy. Oh, he's not dead yet. Well, we're gonna die.